Are you shitting me?
What the F?
You talking to me? They call me Mr. Pig.
Give it to you in a minute.
Ooh, with a bonus in.
My urine is so powerful! 100,000 subscribers!
200,000.
300K! What?
$50,000.
You thought the game was over!
Oh, we here.
That's my boy!
Ladies and gentlemen, where else are you getting this content?
I am just stunned. Bomb it, Kurt! Let's go!
Firing.
Touchdown! Are you kidding me? Rodgers breaks the record! Harold, hold me! Russell Douglas picked it! The Packers win! Oh, it's caught over the middle! Falls down! Timeout! And they win! And he goes out!
It's frickin' frackin' time. Grossi Posse Packers! Nation, welcome to another episode of podcast where you don't do Pakistan, but it sure does up. I'm your host, Tom. One day more. Grossi. And oh boy, here we are. Matt, welcome to the Grossi Posse Plus. Appreciate you for joining. Yeah, we got some news. We got more NFL free agent tampering news today. Some trades went through. You had some major signings. Pax Tour, Penny, Eagles O-line rushing leader. You got Rashad Penny. If he can stay healthy, he's going to the Eagles, which is insane. That running back room just got even better. Again, if they stay healthy. Christian, the Cowboys did do something, trading for Stephon Gilmore, who after surgery and healing up a little bit, had a good season with the Colts. The Colts, they're just like, screw it. Maybe they're going to go all in for Lamar. Who knows? Because tomorrow, teams can start talking to one Lamar Jackson, which is a big move. But yeah, we're going to go through all that stuff. We'll recap what each team has done so far, just like we did yesterday with the NFL. And of course, we'll talk about the other big news, which is Aaron Rodgers will be appearing on the Pat McAfee show tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern. And it seems like we might finally have a decision. Thomas with a fire. You're going to miss Lazard, but we'll miss Lewis and Cobb. YOLO if they tour. Nation. Alfonso, the 65er, says, Tom, you're a Packers fan. Hope this does not offend you. What a douchebag is Aaron Rodgers with that personality. I think, listen, here's what I'm going to say about Aaron Rodgers. It doesn't offend me because I'm not Aaron Rodgers. So I think that over the past couple of years, there are definitely people who have been turned off about Aaron Rodgers off the field. And they're more entitled. They're more than welcome to be entitled to that opinion. That's fine. It's all good. There are some people who do not like Aaron Rodgers. Brad, Browns win the Super Bowl. Madden, maybe? ADF for tour, I'm cheering up slightly, thinking of tomorrow. Yeah, it's this weird... It's this... I mean, listen, we've kind of gone through all the stages of grief, and then we had another week to go through all the other stages of grief, and just to make sure we didn't miss anything, just like kind of go through and through and through and through. And it's weird. It feels weird that it's tomorrow, because Allen Lazard, that was one of the big signings today, getting signed by the Jets. And so that seems to indicate as if that wish list report is to be believed. But even if it's not, Aaron Rodgers says that he wants to finish his career with guys like Allen Lazard, Mercedes Lewis, Randall Cobb, etc. So Allen Lazard, check that one. Zio to Fire, I've been having luck with interviews for dream jobs doing conservation work, but wanted to stop by and spread some love, spreading vibes, and fun times. Sean, appreciate you. Hope things break soon. Ain't no springtime here. We got a bunch of snow today. Good boy to Fire. If Rodgers trade to the Jets, you think Jordan Love is traded? No. That's the whole reason that Rodgers getting traded. No. We're starting Jordan Love. Comic watches Rodgers announced he has a YouTube channel, and that's it. Also, do you have P.O. Box that accepts small packages? Got something you love? I do. It's in the description. It should be P.O. Box 614, Jefferson Valley, New York, 10535. Thank you. Steve, thank you for the tour. Tim with a tenner. Where are your Chargers smoking? Think that letting Eckler walk? Are they insane? Number 1 touchdown score the past 2 years. Just going to let him walk. Staley's going to Staley. Chargers going to Charger. Yeah, that's an interesting move. That is an interesting move and definitely will make their offense less dynamic. There's rumors about him going to the Bears, which I hate. And considering the Bears literally could do whatever the hell they want because they have the most capital in terms, well, they have great capital for the draft. And on top of that, they have the most spending money. So it's gonna be a problem if he goes there. Ruben with a $5. Texans getting Shaq Mason for right guard for cheap and getting Leader and Ward for the young secondary. I like what Houston's doing. I mean, listen, they hired D'Amico Ryans, which I think is the right move. You know, he's a good coach. And I think that, you know, they can make some moves. And in a couple of years, they could be real competitive. I mean, they were I know that they weren't good last year, but there were some games where they were, like, pretty darn competitive. And they took the Chiefs into overtime. Appa, what happens if Rodgers retires? More chaos? Yeah. All the chaos. Instinct with a $5. Downfall of the Packers makes me happy, but sad. Now Niners won't be able to knock them out of the playoffs. Single tier. Mason with a $5. Austin Powers, International Man of Mystery. Aaron Rodgers, NFL Man of Mystery. Beast with a 2. I love Rodgers, but man, am I over this. Yeah, I think that's fair. PTSD with a $5. Not a fan of Rodgers, but I feel for you, Tom. Hope you get a nice vacation before the draft. I'm trying to plan one, but we'll see. I have to get through this today, and tomorrow. Barry, appreciate you. Welcome to Gross Posse. Taylor, thank you for gifting a membership. So let's jump into it here. Laura, do you think we'll sign anybody? Maybe a veteran wide receiver, maybe a veteran safety, or a veteran D lineman, because Jaron Reed just signed a 2-year deal with the Seahawks, getting paid a whole lot more than he did with the Packers. So good on him, but we lost him. I know that they're going to be wanting Devontae Wyatt to take a step up, and hopefully he does. But any one of those positions I could see maybe tight end. I don't know if we're bringing back Mercedes Lewis. Lewis has talked about, Rodgers has talked about wanting to play with Mercedes Lewis, but Lewis has also talked about how much he loves Matt LaFleur. So it could go either way. Kevin, thank you for the $1.90. Lane, thank you for the $1. All right, let's get into it. Let's zoom in here. So some of this stuff is gonna be from yesterday too, because it just lists it right now. So let's just take a gander here. But boom! All right, so the Bills, a lot of this stuff happened yesterday. So nothing there. I know obviously they lost Edmonds, which was a big loss for them yesterday. But there were some other big things here. So Raheem Mostert re-signing a 2-year deal. I like that a lot. You also have Jeff Wilson re-signing a 2-year deal. I don't know who said it. I think it was Wanda. It was probably fake anyway. But there was like a slight rumor of Dalvin Cook going to the Dolphins, which I didn't really believe. I mean, Dalvin Cook is one of the better running backs in the NFL. But they got their two-headed monster back at running back here, which should be good. I mean, they were good last year. Jeff Wilson, for that one game, he just blew up. Raheem Mostert, he's a strong runner. And I like what the Dolphins are doing. I mean, they're going all in. Of course, they got Jalen Ramsey, and they got him on the cheap in terms of trade compensation. They're going to wind up paying him a good amount of money. But that secondary, still going to be good with Xavier Howard and Jalen Ramsey. D-line, we'll kind of see what goes on there after their pass rush. But getting the running backs back, I think it's a good move. That's a good move there. Of course, you got the Patriots, right? They had their big signing yesterday with Jonathan Jones. That was going. Sky Killer, what a tour. Tom, me. Of course, let's talk about one of the bigger signings of this offseason. We might see the AFC East just be a gauntlet. But then again, I said that about the AFC West just like everybody else last year, and look how that worked out. Not well. But Allen Lazard, one of the guys that Aaron Rodgers absolutely loves, signing a 4-year, $44 million contract with the Jets. If I'm not mistaken, MVS, he got paid, around like $10-ish million a year with the Chiefs. And now Lazard is going to be making about $11 million a year. I think about half of it is guaranteed, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was like 22 mil guaranteed. Let's just see here. 44, blah, blah, blah. And don't care. Okay, it doesn't say it on here. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it was around like 22 million, if I'm not mistaken, that was guaranteed. So that's a good deal for Lazard. Lazard, he's a good possession receiver, but the point where he's really good is blocking. So good on Lazard. I mean, it's a great story that he has. So basically, no one giving a crap about him and then coming to Green Bay afterwards, and it was 22. There you go. So yeah, that's going to be inked tomorrow. But yeah, Lazard is going to be there. This, of course, we're all waiting because we have to wait for Aaron Rodgers news, obviously. But Lamar Jackson, that's the one that we're waiting for. There's some rumors that are floating out around there. Obviously, not going to believe anything until I see it. Lamar was pretty active on Twitter today. He was saying, like, I don't need an agent. Apparently, it was confusing at, like, what he was referring to. I think he was referring to what he was offered. He was offered a good amount of money, but he turned it down, apparently. Hold on, let me see if I can find that tweet. Patty, welcome to the Grossi Posse Plus. Appreciate you. Oh, let's see. Lamar Jackson, Twitter. All right, let's see here. Let's see. There you go. So 133, 3 years, fully guaranteed, but I need an agent. So I don't know if he's referring to what he was offered, but yeah, I mean, that's a decent amount of money right there. So, because apparently it said, Schefter said, or this person said, Lamar Jackson turned down $200 million guaranteed, and he posted a whole bunch of hats, meaning that it is cap, as the young kids say, saying that's a lie. So 133, 3 years, fully guaranteed. So we'll kind of see what stems from that. It just seems like it's going back and forth, but it also has been pretty silent. So yeah, that seems, we'll kind of wait for tomorrow because that's when some fireworks can go off. Caleb, but if I was really hoping the Pats would make a move for Lazard instead of let go Jacoby Myers. Yup, Jacoby Myers going to the Raiders. The Raiders made some moves today. They also traded Darren Waller. We'll talk about that. So we're waiting on that. We talked about this yesterday. Steelers, you know, they got Patrick Peterson yesterday, 2-year, $14 million deal. Only 5.85 guaranteed. He was on the Vikings. I don't really know what they're going to do with their defense. I know they just re-signed a long snapper, so you got that. You definitely got that. AFC South, we talked about that. Look at this. Like, they're spending some money. Jimmy Ward, I like that a lot. Going there. Obviously, some familiarity. They got Shaq Mason, as was just talked about before. So Texans receiving a 7th-round pick for the Bucks in exchange for a 6th-rounder. So that's pretty good. I like Robert Woods there, too. They got Case Keenum yesterday, and that makes sense. Noah Brown, 1-year contract. It seems like they're just going after a bunch of veterans and trying to make it work. They're obviously, or likely, I should say, to have a young QB with whoever they pick at 2. So, you know, they'll be able to learn behind Case Keenum, so that'll be nice, but get him some protection as well. So I like what the Texans are doing. They're throwing a bunch of things at the wall. Matt Gay, that was the big thing for the Colts today. Yeah, there you go. Signing a 4-year, $22.5 million deal. You got your kicker. There you go. That's something. Obviously losing out on Stephon Gilmore, who had a nice season for them last year. I don't really know what the Colts are doing. They're put in a really bad spot because they have the number 4 overall pick, and you know, one of 2 guys that they probably want at QB is probably not going to be there, but they could potentially go for maybe an Anthony Richardson or something like that. Matt Ryan also getting let go today. He's still going to make, I think it was around $12 million, though, because of the contract that his agent negotiated. So good for Matt Ryan. Obviously, you know, his career with the Colts, or if that is his career, ended on a down note, but a great player. Janine, under 2+ feet of thick, heavy snow with outages everywhere. Getting Rodgers to move is harder than moving this snow. Even with AR, Jets will still suck. I think the Jets will be really good if they get Aaron Rodgers, which it looks like it's going to be. But hopefully, you know, you don't lose any power. But yeah, we got a bunch of snow here. Not 2 feet, but we got a lot. I saw Andrew Wingard. He's going there too, making that secondary a little bit better. Al-Shaair, yep, so he's going there, signing a free agent deal with the Titans. Saw that as well. Long snapper. There you go. And then the Broncos, good God, are they spending that money? They're spending lots of money here. They got Stidham yesterday. So Pirine, I like that a lot for them. So 2 years, $7.5 million contract, $1 million in incentives. I think that'll be nice. Javonte Williams coming off a major injury. Pirine, he runs hard. I mean, like, he was doing well with the Bengals, who have lost a bunch of their secondary. I think Pirine is a loss for them. Of course, they do have Joe Mixon, though you do worry about some injury concerns. But it seems like they've gone after offense, trying to make it a bit better. Sean Payton's like, listen, we're going to give you a really solid run game. We're getting guys to protect Russell Wilson. If you suck, that's on you. So the Broncos are going on a little bit of a spending spree. We talked about McGlinchey yesterday, and I know that not everyone is like super duper happy about that because he does commit a lot of penalties. But listen, you get a solid right tackle there, and you kind of needed to fill the spot because right tackle was definitely a spot of weakness last year for the Broncos. So I would imagine P. Ryan is going to be RB2. He'll have a chance to compete against Javonte Williams, and you just hope that Williams is able to return to form because he showed, some nice promise there. So Chiefs we talked about yesterday, so they got Juwan Taylor, so Orlando Brown is not going to be on there. We'll see where Orlando Brown winds up. All right, let's take a look at the Raiders here. So they got Amir Abdullah. That was yesterday. Jimmy Garoppolo. They got him yesterday. So not really making the best of or most exciting moves. Cam with a fire. Albright is hinting that Sutton is gone. I think he can fit into the Packers scheme. So here's the thing. I don't think the Packers are going to make a really big splashy trade because right now, the thing, like the whole reason they're getting rid of Rodgers, I mean, there's a bunch of reasons, but one of the big ones is they want to get younger at a bunch of positions. They have a young, solid core, but they don't need to go out and get splashy free agents because likely the Packers are not winning a Super Bowl this year. And I don't know if they're even going to be contending for it. But similar to the Bears, I'm not saying they're going to finish, first overall, but speaking like with the Bears, they had to figure out if Justin Fields is their guy this year, and I would argue next year too, is to figure out if Jordan Love is the guy. You have young wide receivers. I imagine they're going to go and get another one. I don't think they're going to make a trade for Sutton. I imagine somebody will. The wide receiver market is not so great. You had like some of the top two guys signed off today. So that's Allen Lazard. Jacoby Myers is on there too, and those guys aren't moving the needle a ton. But that's what the Raiders did here. So 3-year, $33 million deal. So they're getting 11, 21 mil guaranteed, which is $1 million less than Allen Lazard. So 11 mil in year one, then a $5.5 million roster bonus, which is guaranteed for injury and stuff. So that's nice. So Jacoby Myers, I mean, you'll have someone for Jimmy Garoppolo to throw at. Jimmy Garoppolo, of course, former Patriot. Jacoby Myers, former Patriot. So Josh McDaniels trying to get the gang back together a little bit. Dan with a fire, 3 years, 44 mil. I made him the sixth highest player. Not sure if teams are going to go pay him more than Mahomes or Allen. Yeah, I don't disagree. SV at 321, what do you think we are getting from the Jets? I pray the 13th overall pick and then maybe a conditional one. That's all I'm hoping for at this point. That's all I'm hoping for. But yeah, Raiders, I see lots of Raiders fans are kind of just like whelmed. They're like, okay, I got Jacoby Myers. And now with them trading Darren Waller, which was the big move of the day for them besides getting Jacoby Myers, the one thing you can say is, listen, first of all, they were offered a second-round pick last year from the Packers for Waller. Didn't work out. But it's kind of like, hey, I don't think it disqualifies them from potentially getting a QB still. Maybe. I don't know if they'll trade up for him. But listen, Josh Jacobs is on the last year of his deal because he's non-exclusive franchise tag, unless they can work something out with him. Hunter Renfrow likely is staying as well. So they'll have like a decent core, and of course you have Devontae Adams. It's going to be interesting. Alex threw at 343. Thank you. The Chargers, they got Eric Kendricks. That was a big move. I saw this yesterday, but Eric Kendricks, 2-year deal, $13.25 million. Not too bad. But Austin Eckler apparently has received permission to reach out to other teams and try to negotiate a trade, which would be a tremendous loss for the Chargers because he's arguably one of the better guys on their team, especially on that offense. So that's a little scary. NFC East, hey, look at you. The Cowboys did something. Leighton Vander Esch, so he re-signed a 2-year deal, $11 million contract. They made a trade for Stephon Gilmore, so only a 5th-round comp pick. So not much there. Again, Stephon Gilmore getting up there, was beat up a lot. I really was doubting how well he was going to do in Indianapolis because he was just, when he came from the Panthers, like he was just a bit broken, but healed up well, was nice in that secondary, and now that secondary should be a little bit better, pairing with Trayvon Diggs, so that should be pretty solid. The Giants, Giants made a lot of moves here, but this is the big one from today. They got Bobby yesterday. We talked about that. But Darren Waller, in exchange for the third round pick, number 100 overall, which is the pick that they wound up getting from the Chiefs for Kadarius Toney. So Kadarius Toney helping out the Giants again. First, of course, beating the Philadelphia Eagles in the Super Bowl. But now getting Darren Waller, and they just needed pass catchers. I know this is not like a big wide receiver, which I'm assuming the Giants are going to go after wide receivers in the draft. But Darren Waller, emphasis, when healthy, that he's a pretty damn good tight end. He's getting up there a little bit. You do have to worry about some injury concerns, but if healthy, Darren Waller should be a really nice addition and could be like the number 1 target for Daniel Jones this upcoming season. We'll kind of see how that goes. Rashad Penny, 1 year, $1.35 million deal. I absolutely love this pickup for the Eagles. The Eagles, like the best running team in football last year. I know they were right there with the Bears, but I love this move because Rashad Penny, another one, when healthy, great player, and he's not going to be RB1. So stick him back there, change of pace back. I really like that a lot. We talked about Jason Kelsey. He announced he was coming back yesterday. Now 1 year, $14.25 million deal. Love Jason Kelsey there. He's kind of the anchor. James Bradbury also re-signing there. 3 year, $38 million contract. Has a max value of $44 million in terms of incentives. So that's really nice. But yeah, the Eagles, their run game is not going to get too much worse. I think it's going to be real good. We talked a lot about these signings yesterday. The Commanders, they're making some moves, especially in the trenches. Darren Payne, that was the big one. He got the franchise tag, but then he signed a 4 year, $90 million contract, which is setting off all these other defensive tackles getting paid. So nicely done there. NFC North, talking about, of course, the Chicago Bears. They made their big moves yesterday, getting the pair of linebackers, the big one being Tremaine Edmonds. TJ Edwards, also a solid player as well. They got Nate Davis, and of course, they got DJ Moore from that trade with the Panthers for the #1 overall pick. Then with the Detroit Lions, of course, we talked about Sutton yesterday. Kaminsky, this was their big one from today. So a 2 year, $8.5 million deal, re-signing there. So that's a good pickup for them. They don't want to lose that in the trenches because that's really where they've been building for these past couple of drafts. Packers, well, they haven't done anything yet besides Keyshawn Nixon, who was re-signed yesterday to a 1 year deal. I mean, let's talk about the Packers for a hot second. Oh, they got Mosley too. Yeah, where was Mosley? Why is Mosley not there? They did get Mosley from the 49ers. How come that wasn't there? What was the actual contract of that? What was that? And you did get Mosley. Why is that not listed? Stupid NFL. 1 year, $6 million deal. Take that. Take that. Oh, yeah, take that. Now, they haven't re-signed Jamal Williams, which is a little interesting, though I imagine Jamal Williams is going to command a decent amount of money. Right, fire time, not the end of the world. As a Lions fan, I really don't want to lose Jamal Williams. That's what we're talking about right now. That's what we're talking about right now. Yeah, 1 year, $6 million deal. It's a prove-it deal. I mean, the secondary of the 49ers, a little suspect last year, and now a little bit more suspect. It seems like they don't really have too much of a secondary, but yeah, I mean, good deal for the Lions. They needed to improve that secondary, so that's a good thing. Packers, again, it seems like the worst kept secret at this point. It's pretty obvious that Rodgers is going to the Jets with Lazard, and then reports were coming out yesterday that it was all about compensation. So we'll kind of see how that pans out. Minnesota, look, they're missing things because they just re-signed a long snapper. But Garrett Bradbury, I saw that 3 year deal, $15.75 million. Josh Oliver was yesterday. Nick Mullins is coming back. Marcus Davenport, if I'm not mistaken, that was that guy from the Saints, yeah? Yeah, he was the one from the Saints that the Saints wound up trading with the Packers and giving us their first-round pick from next year, so thanks again for that, Saints. But Davenport, I imagine this is also going to mean that Zadarius Smith is likely off the team, I would imagine. NFC South, so taking a look at the Falcons here. Chris Lindstrom, that was the big one that they did. Jonnu Smith, they got him yesterday. Jesse Bates, that was the big deal that they got done yesterday too. 4 year, $64 million contract. I like that a lot. I don't like that a lot for the Bengals, but this is pretty good. Taylor Heineke, there was rumors about him maybe going to the Packers as a backup for Jordan Love, but I imagine the Packers are just going to draft somebody. I was asked about that yesterday. 2 year deal, $20 million. So you have Ritter and you also have Taylor Heineke on that team. So we'll see. Aaron has not been traded as of yet, but we're waiting and seeing. It's probably going to be announced tomorrow. Doctor Fantasy Raiders signed Jacoby Myers. Yep. Vegas Patriots. Oh, they're trying. They are trying. Also, Jimmy Garoppolo, former one. Shy Tuttle! Of course, we talked about this a bit yesterday, too. Andy Dalton, 1 year, $10 million deal for whoever their new QB is going to be. So whether this means Dalton's going to start for a little bit, but at least he's going to be staying in the NFC South, so he'll be seeing the Saints again. But Dalton, I mean, he's serviceable. He's fine, and maybe it allows whoever they wind up drafting to kind of ease in. We'll kind of see how that goes. Andy Dalton's 2 years? Why is this wrong? It says 1 year, 10. It's saying 1 year, 10 million, 8 million guaranteed, maximum value 17 mil. That's what this says. Oh, let's see. Let's take a gander here. Andy Dalton. Oh, 2-year hunt. That's weird. 2-year, $10 million, it says. All right, so the NFL's got it wrong there. Way to go, NFL. I praise you, and then you're wrong. Good job. Okay, but even if fire, prepare for the announcement either way. Mainly glad we kept Nixon and Aaron Jones. Imagine if Rodgers says he retires. I don't think it's going that way, but that would be funny. Matt fires. Rodgers really going to go to PMSA? He's going to the Jets? Probably. Shed with a fire. Do you think we're getting to replace Brady? I think Kyle Trask. Bill at fire. Tom, just got the call. Treatment for my wife's cancer. UCL has approved. Let's go. Months of fight insurance. Just sharing good news. Bill, that's phenomenal. Hope you and your wife punch it in the face. Just punch it. And kick insurance too. Good. I'm happy for you, buddy. Chris with a tour. At least Lamar spoke today on Twitter. It's very true. It's very, very true. Saints. I saw this. Jameis Winston re-signing a 1-year deal. Michael Thomas, new 1-year, $10 million contract, max value of $15 million. I mean, Michael Thomas kind of has to be unproven because 1, his contract was insane, and 2, he hasn't played football. So, yeah, I mean, he played those couple games, but yeah, Michael Thomas, we'll kind of see if he's back into form. It would be a great target for Derek Carr. So I know they lost a lot of defensive tackles. Inject Chicken didn't seem too upset about that, though. Let's see. What they tour the Jets signing Green Bay Packers, meaning the Green Bay get comp picks. Well, they get 2 comp picks now because they're going to get a comp pick from the Allen Lazard pick, and they're also going to get a comp pick from the Jaron Reed signing from the Seahawks. So comp picks, Packers will take that happily. Okay, tour. What skill positions do the Packers need to reload? They need a tight end. they need a tight end badly. Robert Tonyan, free agent. Mercedes Lewis, free agent. We have Josiah DeGuara right now. So they need a tight end. I would not be surprised if the Packers in the first 3 rounds wind up going for a tight end because they need one badly. Buccaneers haven't doing a whole lot. Corey Clement, this was the one from today, right? So they got Beecham back. So 2-year, $5.15 million contract. That was a big one. Hey, Matt Prater, there you go. We're just signing a 2-year deal. I didn't even see that one. We got news from Ian Rappaport. Oh, Thielen's going to work out with the Panthers tomorrow? Whoa, that is interesting. There you go. I mean, they need one. I mean, Thielen's a little bit older, but he can walk in and probably be their wide receiver 1, so that's not bad. Gilmore, I thought was washed before he went to the Colts, but he healed up and he performed nicely for their secondary, so he should be a decent addition for the Cowboys there. But okay, Panthers working out Adam Thielen tomorrow. Would not be surprised if he winds up signing. Sam Darnold, we saw this 1 year, $4.5 million. Makes sense. Center. This was the big signing from yesterday. That defensive line is just going to be nasty. It's going to be so good. They are going to make QB's lives absolutely miserable. Geno Smith saw that, of course. And then Draymond Jones, 3-year, $51.53 million. Coming over from the Broncos. The Broncos, they wound up re-signing a pass rusher, so Draymond Jones wound up walking. But he got freaking paid. $35 million over 2 years, $23.5 million in year 1, so that's pretty good. Mesa Does Bakhtiari stay in Green Bay? Yeah, we just restructured him, so I can't imagine him going anywhere. What are we going to do, trade him? That doesn't make any sense, so, yeah. I imagine so. I would be very, 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 very surprised if he went anywhere. Evan Silian and Jamal to resign with the Lions. Yeah, hope that doesn't happen. I love Jamal Williams. I hope he gets a huge payday somewhere else. Just somewhere else. Caleb, if I had to put money on who gets extended first, is it Herbie, Burrow, or Lamar? I would assume it's Lamar. Because right now, they don't technically need to do Herbert or Burrow. But Lamar, they need to get that done sooner rather than later. LQ says we can pay him. I know, I just don't want you to. I want him to go tear it up elsewhere. Apparently the Bucks just re-signed an offensive guard too. So there you go, making some moves. The Buccaneers are probably not going to be good. They're probably not going to be good. But all right, let's also talk about the other news. So as we've been waiting now for what seems like forever, we have been waiting for quite some time. We have been waiting for Aaron Rodgers news. It's been circulating all last week, all of this week. I've literally been waiting for any updates? Allen Lazard signing with the Jets today. Andy Wildflower would never be a free agent. Signing with the Jets today, which seems very indicative that you are going to see Aaron Rodgers sign with the Jets, or be traded to the Jets, I should say. Aaron Rodgers will be appearing on the Pat McAfee show at 1 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. I will be live for that. GPS is going to be late tomorrow night. I'd imagine probably around 8 p.m. Eastern, because, hi, Johnny Barks, I have a lot of stuff to get done for tomorrow, like a lot. And plus, if we go live before the Aaron Rodgers talk, it's all going to be dominated by Rodgers anyway. So, yeah, it's going to be a lot. And so if Aaron Rodgers does wind up getting traded tomorrow, I'll be live streaming the Pat McAfee thing as soon as it happens. I don't know if I can show it, but I'll be live streaming. So I'll probably start live streaming at around like 12:30 Eastern. So, of course, if the news breaks before that, then I'll go live before that. But yeah, I'll be doing that. Then I'll be putting out a Jets-Packers fan reaction to the trade if that winds up happening. An Aaron Rodgers tribute video. Probably do like a news episode about Aaron Rodgers as well. Then I'm also going to be doing every NFL fan's reaction to Rodgers being traded. And then, of course, GPS later at night. So don't you worry. There's a lot that's coming up. So Allen with a tour, 1 year anniversary. Oh, Scott Hall. Ayo. A legend. A legend. Yeah, I mean, again, either way, we are likely to get Aaron Rodgers news. And listen, tomorrow the NFL is going to change because teams can start talking to Lamar if they want to. Aaron Rodgers likely to make a decision. I mean, I've heard that he has made a decision already, and now it's up to the Packers and the Jets to just figure out compensation. That's kind of been what the delay has been about today, if you believe those reports. But that's what it seems like is the holdup. I wouldn't be surprised if something winds up leaking before tomorrow at 1 p.m. because that is a lot of time. But yeah. Shiz, the tribute video's been done. It was done a few days ago. Johnny Barks absolutely crushed it with that. The Every Fans is not done, and the news thing is not done. The Packers-Jets fan, I have been working on for days and just editing it day by day by day by day. So it will be done soon at some point. So we'll see. I mean, if he does retire, which I don't think he's going to, it just seems like he's going to the Jets, but we'll have to switch some things up. But honestly, it's weird. It's very, very weird because it seems like tomorrow Aaron Rodgers is not going to be the Packers quarterback anymore. And so that's going to be strange. The love era will officially begin, and that will open up a whole new set of doors, and we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I know that people, including myself, it's like this has been dragged out, and it's just taken a really long time. And I feel personally like I've gone through all the stages of emotions, and because like Aaron Rodgers, listen, the guy has been the quarterback of my favorite team since 2008. So before I was 18 years old, he's been that guy. He's been on the team since I was 14 years old. You know, like that's a lot. That's a long, long time. And I am very grateful and appreciative of the time that he spent here. And while I think it's time to move on to Jordan Love, and I hope he does amazing, it's still going to be weird seeing Aaron Rodgers in a different uniform. Caleb, with our best case and worst case for trade compensation, are we expecting a receiver like Corey Davis? I keep seeing that. I don't know. I don't want Corey Davis, to be honest. Like, we have a young wide receiver core. I wouldn't be surprised if we go out and get a veteran, but I would rather get that compensation in draft picks. I really want that 13th overall pick. That's best case is 13th, and then a conditional potentially for next year. If he plays again, maybe that like turns into a second, or best would be a first. Worst would be like we get a third rounder for him, and that's it. That would kind of suck. Kevin A. Tour, how do you know he's on McAfee tomorrow? Because McAfee announced that he's on there tomorrow. 1 p.m. Mister, what a fiver. You know, Tom, the Vikings only have Kirk Cousins under contract for another year. They could have an opening after that. That's what I heard. That's what I hear. But yeah, there's a report today coming out that Rodgers basically gave a wish list to the Jets, and Mercedes Lewis was on there, Allen Lazard was on there, Randall Cobb was on there, and OBJ was on there. Allen Lazard obviously being signed today to a 4-year deal to the Jets, but you also have Randall Cobb. Apparently the Jets are interested in him, which I'm super shocked, and apparently Mercedes Lewis also. So losing Cobb and Lazard, like, Cobb, I just love, and I hope nothing for the best. Like, I love Randall Cobb so much. I have nothing for the best for him. Like, I love him. And I know he was like clutch on a few plays, but he just didn't contribute a ton. Allen Lazard was our leading receiver last year, so you're going to have someone who's going to have to step up for that. Hopefully the rapport between the young guys, between Jordan Love and Watson and Dobbs and maybe even Toure, like we can get some mileage out of that. Again, I wouldn't be surprised they draft at least another wide receiver. So, yeah, and then Mercedes Lewis, you're going to miss him in the passing game, and yeah, you're going to miss him in the locker room just like Cobb. But if he doesn't re-sign with the Packers, I mean, there still is an opportunity that he potentially could. Can't let the Chargers lose the offseason when they actually win the actual season. You know what? That's a great question. Maybe they've tried winning. They tried the other way, so maybe they do that. Oh yeah, the Bears are going to do more. 100% the Bears are going to do more. I think tomorrow is going to be a crazy time. Crazy time. Oh yeah, they'll get bargain bin players. I mean, listen, it's worked out. I mean, look at Campbell, right? Devondre Campbell, they got that. Keyshawn Nixon, they got him. Turned him all to all pros. So. Blue and fire if Aaron Rodgers gets traded. Maybe Packers go after Lamar. I would highly doubt that. Chris, the tour of Rodgers talking to Favre seems familiar. Emperor with a fiver. I know you don't want to hear from a Seahawks fan, but losing your franchise QB won't be as scary as you think. I'm not as concerned because what's the worst that happens? Love sucks? Okay. Like, it's not going to feel good. I don't want that. I want him to do really, really well. But, like, there's sadness, but then there's also, like, a bit of excitement, too. Like, I'm excited to see what Jordan Love has. That's it. Like, what I could do both. It's okay. We can do both. So we will see. We will see. Evans with a tour. Rodgers going to ruin the young core of the Jets have. That's the weird thing for me. If they wind up re-signing Randall Cobb, I can't imagine he's going to see like a ton of playing time. You have Allen Lazard, but they already got like young guys there. Jaron Reed was solid. He was a good like rotational guy. He was a solid player for the Packers. So Seahawks, I mean, they paid him. Isaiah Otero, Tom saved me from genius Josh McDaniels. So sorry. Father tour right now would be NFC North rankings. Probably Lions. Bears, I need to see what else they do. But then like maybe Lions, Vikings, and then Packers, Bears are like around the same area. I think the Packers might surprise some people. Gary tour, Rodgers' biggest troll in NFL history. I think there's bigger trolls, I would say. Like Rasul Douglas, for example. Rasul Douglas saying that he had Aaron Rodgers' phone and then had Aaron Rodgers tweet out, "Soul!" That was pretty great. that was a fun time. And then yesterday was like memes and it was just a good time. And then it wasn't fun because then Darren Waller got traded and everyone was like, how come the Packers front office never does anything? And then we got all that crap again. So that wasn't fun. Didn't enjoy that one. Oh, Jabril Peppers is re-signing a 2-year deal with the Patriots. Patriots, you're doing things! Colin Fire, no Goody is happy with Jordan Love, so what QB will he draft in the first round this year? Could be anybody. Kevin, Shirley, Zach Wilson is not playing for the Jets in the future with Aaron Rodgers to the Jets. Mike White should be the Jets' backup. Well, Mike White is already on the Dolphins. He signed a 2-year deal with them. So, yeah, that's not occurring. But we shall say that is league shattering. It is. Matt Turk, we re-signed Chris Jones already. Apparently, he said that he is going to be the guy. Like, he's going to stay as a Kansas City Chief. So, yeah. Chris with a tour. 49ers defensive coach is the head coach. So, yeah. Yeah. And yeah. But it seems like this has all just been the calm before the storm. Like, it's going to be wild tomorrow. Patrick Firechko, Meyer signing with the Raiders. Further fuels my theory the Pats lost the Raiders in act of sabotage. It might have been. KBD to fire. First, I'm rooting for Love. I want him to ball out and surprise the league. Also, very unlikely the Packers try and get Lamar. I'll get a Green Bay tattoo. Yeah, I don't think they're going after Lamar. I highly doubt they're going after Lamar. Could be wrong, but it seems like the Packers are all in on Jordan Love, and they're going to kind of take these next few years to kind of get the cap a little bit more under control. And I mean, I know that's going to hurt with guys like Dave Bakhtiari in the future and stuff like that, but I think the Packers, they're going to go through like a little bit of a rebuild here. They have 2 years to figure out if Jordan Love is their guy because they have this year, then they have the 5th-year option, which they're obviously going to wind up picking up, and see if he's their guy. If he's not, then they're going to start over again, and it's going to be a real rebuild by looking for a QB2. But there is going to be a lot of changes going on. So, am I going to dispose of my Aaron Rodgers memory? I'm not disposing of it. No, guy was one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play. Blue to fire. Hate being stationed overseas and waiting until after I wake up to news. Yeah. Well, we got likely one day more, 24 hours from right now, folks. Less than 24 hours, really. We'll probably know what Aaron Rodgers is doing, and it's likely that he's going to the Jets. Caricature thoughts on Cowboys getting Gilmore? Again, was better last year after healing up, so could be solid with them. Packs with a fire. Can I get Titans recap and your thoughts on their moves for my grandpa? Let's see. They got Dillard, right? I think that was the big move for them. They got Dillard. Hold on, let's see. Moves I may have missed. Caleb with a fire. I feel like we're about to copy the Seahawks reload, not rebuild plan. Will we draft a tight end in the first round and go after JSN? I think we go edge rusher first, and then we'll probably go wide receiver. I don't think we go tight end in the first round, but I could be wrong. There is a really good tight end class. Really, really good. I'm looking up the Titans. Ben with fire. What would you do if Aaron won a Super Bowl with the Vikings? Be unhappy. Be happy for Aaron. Not be happy for the Vikings. Kevin with a sixer. Is Packers rebuild or retool? Packers are a figure it out right now. They are trying to figure out what the hell they have. David, if I know way Rodgers retires, Eagles won't let him share the Hall of Fame stage with Brady. I think he just wants to play, and I think he still can play. Gamer Tour, I'm sick with staying home to see the trade. Yeah, they got Andre Dillard, so a 3-year, $29 million contract, so they got an offensive tackle. They got Al-Shaair, so the linebacker, free agent deal, and a long snapper. So that's what they've done so far. So nothing too crazy. They're another team. They got to figure it out. They're kind of like in a weird, what do we do mode. So... But tomorrow, folks, things are going to be changing. Aaron Rodgers, 1 p.m. Eastern tomorrow on Pat McAfee show. I'll be live. Seahawks, Draymond Jones, good move for them. Nigel, Terry, think A-Rod will announce on PMS tomorrow? I do. It might get leaked before then, but I'll be live, and then there's a whole lot of content coming out tomorrow. So if Rodgers gets traded, it is likely going to be the biggest day that this channel has ever seen. Sean, if I pack to get 13 along with 15, what two guys do you want? Quentin Johnson and Broderick Jones would work. O-line they need to address. I don't think they're going to do it in the first round. I think, again, they're going to go edge, and then that other position is up for debate. They do need to address safety. There's some veteran guys they can get. I don't know what the hell they're doing with Adrian Amos. I mean, maybe they're just waiting to see if he gets any bites in free agency. Mr. Atura, Casey gets D-Hop, just give him the ring. That would be disgusting. That would be terrible for the rest of the league. Or the AFC. But that would be something. 100%. So, yeah. To team with they fire, imagine Rodgers just waits till week 8 next season. Yeah, I don't think he's going to do that. I don't think so. I think it's done tomorrow. It's all about compensation. So, I think that's what we're waiting for now. But we'll see. We shall see. I don't think it's no explainable reason. I think Joe Barry is a part of the reason why. But, yeah. Raven with a fire. I think we'll draft QB because we're the Packers, but Minshew's a free agent. Great veteran who helped Hurts develop. Yeah, I don't think we're going to go. Again, I think we're going to wind up drafting. We'll probably draft someone in the later rounds. That's what my assumption is. Could be wrong, but that's what I assume. But, folks, yeah. Tomorrow's going to be crazy. It's real free agency is going to kick off. It's going to be a time. And we're likely to have, finally, some real news on Aaron Rodgers. So, get a good night's sleep. You're going to need it. We'll see. If something gets leaked, I'll jump on. Calvin Fire notes probably our last night with him. I accept it like gospel, but it still makes me sad to see him leave. Yeah, you could be sad. Like, I think it's time to move on just because of the team. And that's not even, like, his talent. I expect Aaron Rodgers to go to the Jets, and he's going to crush it. Like, I think he truly is. I really think he's going to do real well. I think they can win a Super Bowl. I truly do. And I wish Rodgers well. And I hope he does well, unless they play the Packers, because I'm going to be a Packers fan forever. And I hope that the Jordan Love era is phenomenal. But, folks, yeah, I'm gonna feel grateful about Aaron Rodgers, and that's it. Matt, is this the downfall of the Packers? Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Silver to fire, thank you. KBD with tour. Right now, Packers are retooling rather than rebuilding. Again, they got to figure out what they're doing at QB right now, but it's going to be a different looking team, and they're going to be a younger team, and they're going to see if they can use that core to, build upon. CX with a tour. Browns D got a boost in free agency, so they get a wide receiver. Probably wouldn't hurt. Read with tour. Beware the Ides of March. Yes. Beware. But we'll see, folks. I appreciate you tuning in. Get those noties on, because tomorrow is going to be, it's going to be a wild time. It's going to be a wild time. So tomorrow I'll be live at 12:30 Eastern unless Rodgers news breaks before then. Prepare yourselves. It's going to be a crazy, crazy day tomorrow. I'm ready. So, folks, thank you so much for watching. Have a good night. I'm Tom Grossi. And as always, go Pack Go. Let's go. Chris, what do I think Rodgers trained Love well? Yep. We got Tom Clement. I'm excited for him, too. Can you feel the love?